Hello, people that know how's doing today. As you know, Sinn Fein has absolutely blown up the polls, and I don't mean that in a literal way. I don't mean that in a literal way. And just realised what I said. No, I mean that they absolutely have topped the polls nearly everyone. I mean, some counties haven't tallied them yet. It's not official yet, but one TD of Sinn Fein has been elected, and he's been elected by a huge amount. 14,000. The quota was only 10,000. He got 4,000 more votes. The Taoiseach has been, was in second place. The Sinn Féin person has topped him. It hasn't been counted yet officially, but he has, knocked the Taoiseach down a few steps in his own constituency, which is a laugh for the Taoiseach. And, better news again. Joan Button, Shane Ross and Catherine Sapone might not be anywhere near Labour or might be never in the Dáil again because they're struggling to survive. And it's not official yet, but they are struggling to survive. But Sinn Féin, overwhelmingly the people have spoken. Older people along with younger people. So many people have spoken. And my advice to Sinn Féin, I tell you, especially in Cavan Mullen, it's most likely going to be two TDs for Cavan Mullen for Sinn Féin, Pauline Tully along with Matt Cowty. And my advice to you is, go with the people. The people have said overwhelmingly Sinn Féin for change and obviously like that. And, as I said, anything to end this housing crisis or to end this homeless crisis. If Sinn Féin, does good, I used to be a Sinn Féin supporter, now I'm not a Sinn Féin supporter. But if he's do that and if he's get sort them things out, I work with you and simple as that. I will work with you in local government and I will work to get to help people and to try and maintain the country. Sinn Féin has lost themselves, like in a way the kind of the a vision of them old selves. Because years ago they used to be very different. It's a very different party. It's a very different generation to live into. But the one thing I say, if you said you were going to go into government, you said you weren't going to go in with Fianna Gael and Fianna Fáil. If you go in with Fianna Gael and Fianna Fáil, the whole country is going to go against you. Simple as that, because that's one of the main things they said. We're not going to go in with Fianna Fáil or Labour. Fianna Fáil and Fianna Gael. And you see what I mean? There's so much things happen. It's just everything's over the top. And you're the right, because why would you? And if you do that, and if you don't go into government, say if Fianna Fáil and Fianna Gael, forms their own government, and Sinn Féin stays out. I'm telling this to Sinn Féin, if you sit in the back benches again after so many people vote for you, people are not going to vote for you again. And it's just about people put their trust this time. I met 3 people out of the shop when I was going to the shop there, and they voted Sinn Féin, and they said to me, and I was like, why'd you vote Sinn Féin? I'm just curious. I wasn't dictating the mind. I'd have the total freedom to vote whoever they believe they'd be right to lead the county or lead the country into the future. And they said, it's something new, it's a change. Then Fianna Gael and Fianna Fáil, 2 parties that have been, since the foundation that they've been in government. And they said there's a change. And they're the only hope for Ireland at the moment in time. And I was like, there's the National Party, there's the Irish Freedom Party, but they're not around Cavan. And then, but they were hoping that Sinn Féin do something. And these people are young enough people, and they're looking for houses to buy to the raise a family, and they can't get it. And that's what's another thing Sinn Féin, many young people voted Sinn Féin for. It's just because they can't afford to buy a house, and Sinn Féin has promised so much and this and that and the other. But I'm just saying to Sinn Féin, you promised all this. If you go against the people, I'm telling you this is a fact. If you go against the people are going to absolutely destroy you in the next election. I'm not going to lie to people. It might be, I'm not going to say it's going to be very hard to form a government, no matter who gets in. It's going to be extremely hard to form a government. I think everybody realised that. I hope there won't be another election because the taxpayer has to spend a lot of money on election posters and election leaflets. Like, it's a ridiculous sum of money the taxpayer has to spend for Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Labour, Sinn Féin. The political parties, main Irish political parties. Every poster you see in the world belong to them. They're paid by the taxpayer, and every leaflet's paid by the taxpayer. And independents have to pay for themselves, which is sad. Which is a disadvantage for independents. It's a disadvantage for them because they have to fund it themselves. They're not funded by the state, which is upsetting. So that's why I'm always happy to see an independent get in. It's always good to see because they have put so much time and they have to put the money in. I smack my face for that. But I really hope someone will do get in. I hope to see there be someone in the Dáil. Independence, because it's always good to have an independent that has nothing to gain by being in a political party, and just for himself and for the county, which is a good thing. But as I said, it's good news to Catherine Sapone and Joan Bolton, because Joan Bolton, I never forget what Joan Bolton done and what Labour done. Labour's still suffering. Labour's going to suffer for a long time. Until probably the day I die, they're going to suffer for what they done with the people, to the people of Ireland when they were in government with Fine Gael. They're going to suffer, and Joan Bolton's going to suffer the most. And that's why she's going to be kicked out now. Because what she done with the single mothers, she cut their social welfare, she basically tormented them, in other words. And that's what the Labour Party done. And they betrayed the workers, in other words, too. Labour. And you see in Cavan, Labour's never going to get a footstep again. Years ago, there used to be one or two, every so often Labour TDs for Cavan. Now they can't get one. They only have one, and he didn't do too well. He only got 900 votes. Compared to when Labour won in 1968. The election, I don't know, might be a bit wrong with the date there, but around that time in the 60s, whenever the election was in the 60s, Labour got nearly 5,000-6,000 votes. And, put it in perspective now, that's terrible for one candidate to get. But we will have more word about Cavan and Monaghan in the next while. But I have to say, Sinn Féin did very well today. I expected Fianna Fáil to do a bit better, but we have to do what we have to do, I suppose. And as I said, I'd try and work with whatever political party, but it's the best interest of the Irish people and the best interest of the people of Cavan, the people of Monaghan that I'll be working for. I won't be working for myself. I don't get a cent for political campaign and anything like that. Everything I do is for, solely for the people, and solely what I think is right for the people. And simple as that. And if they go against the people, I go against them, as simple as that. And if Sinn Féin, says they're going to, do this, keep the pension age to 65 and then they put it up to 67, obviously I'm not going to be very friendly with them then. If they go completely against the people, that's what I mean. If they go, so my advice to them: stay with the people. Don't go against go against the people, because you see what Fine Gael done. They just want to go against the people, and they're just like, let's go against the people. It's not like they're going to vote us in, and Liam Fark is going to suffer for that. He's going to suffer, and Fine Gael is going to suffer terribly for it. Because they went against the people. They wanted just to be them. They wanted just to be a one-man dictatorship party. And they're going to suffer. They're going to suffer. Fine Gael is going to suffer for everything they done. Black and Tan trying to commemorate the Black and Tans. For everything they done, they're going to suffer terribly. For the housing crisis, the homelessness crisis, they're going to suffer. They're going to suffer, and they're going to suffer unborn for by the Irish people. But they are going to suffer. They're going to definitely suffer this time. Not suffer enough. It would have been better if they would have suffered like Labour did. Labour lost ridiculous amount of seats in the last election, and they only had 7 of them in Dáil out of the 31 they had before. They completely wiped out, and this time they're going to be completely wiped out again. Looks like. So Fine Gael, have a bit of notice of what I'm saying, because I have a bit more brains than some of you in Fine Gael, to be honest. So yeah, thank you for watching. The best of luck to any independents in the National Party and the Irish Freedom Party. Still a lot to be played for, as they say in the poker games. And we'll take a watch and subscribe more. Bye.